In the hushed opulence of a London clinic, where the scent of antiseptic mingles with the faint echo of Wimbledon cheers, Emma Raducanu's world shattered like a serve skidding off the line into the net. The 22-year-old prodigy, whose US Open fairy tale 4 years ago had crowned her tennis's overnight sensation, sat frozen in a sterile exam room, her phone clutched like a lifeline. The doctor's words landed like a gut-wrenching lob: "It's breast cancer, stage 2. We caught it early, but the road ahead will test every fiber of your fight." Her hazel eyes, usually sparkling with that unyielding baseline fire, welled with a storm she couldn't volley away. Just weeks removed from a gritty quarter-final run at Flushing Meadows, where she dismantled top seeds with her trademark slice backhand, Emma had dismissed the nagging ache in her chest as tour fatigue, the price of chasing majors across continents. But now, scans glowed with cruel clarity on the screen, a shadow encroaching on the very core that powered her 120 mph ground strokes. Whispers of vulnerability rippled through her inner circle. Her coach, pale as chalk dust, gripped the chair arm until his knuckles whitened. Outside, paparazzi lurked like line judges, oblivious to the real match point unfolding. Emma's mind raced. How do you stare down a foe that doesn't yield to spin or strategy? Fans who idolized her poise under pressure flooded her DMs with rally cries, but in that moment, alone with the weight of what-ifs, she wondered if her racket would ever feel the same. The tennis world, ever hungry for her next triumph, braced for fallout, but what if this diagnosis wasn't just a setback, but the unraveling of a legacy built on improbable comebacks? Hold your breath, the battle that follows redefines resilience in ways no Grand Slam ever could. Smash subscribe if Emma's courage has you inspired. Join Aussie Sports Central for the heart-pounding truths of sports legends rising from the brink. Notifications on, now. As the initial shock ebbed into a resolute dawn, Emma emerged from seclusion, her lithe frame wrapped in a cashmere scarf that hid the port for her first chemo session, a secret weapon against the invisible enemy gnawing inside. The British Tennis Association's boardroom buzzed with crisis mode, sponsors wavering like hesitant returns, her ranking teetering on the edge of freefall without points from upcoming claycourt swings. Yet in a surprise pivot that stunned her handlers, Emma chose transparency over the tour's veil of invincibility. At a sun-dappled presser in Roehampton, under the gaze of oaks that had witnessed her junior triumphs, she unveiled her truth, not with tears, but with the steel of a champion eyeing break point. "This isn't a pause, it's my fiercest match yet," she declared, voice steady as her two-handed backhand, revealing a tattoo-inked post-diagnosis, a phoenix rising from ash, symbolizing rebirth amid the ruins. The room erupted in flashes, but a deeper revelation dropped like an unforced error from the ether, a genetic marker, BRCA2, tying her fate to her mother's unspoken family history, buried under layers of immigrant grit and unspoken fears. Had this shadow lurked since her breakout, fueling those mysterious withdrawals that tabloids branded as diva antics? Teammates rallied, Ons Jabeur sent a care package of Tunisian olive oil and handwritten notes, while Naomi Osaka, survivor of her own mental maelstrom, video-called with raw solidarity. But whispers slithered through the peloton. Could rivals exploit this vulnerability, scheduling mind games or seeding manipulations? Emma's first treatment hit like a marathon fifth set, nausea twisting her stomach mid-serve practice, hair shedding like autumn leaves on the baseline. She pushed through shadow swings in her home gym, racket whispering defiance, but a midnight fever spike landed her in emergency, IVs dripping like rain delays. As dawn broke, a cryptic email pinged her inbox from an anonymous source: "Fight smart, Emma. Not everyone's pulling for your win." Who in the shadows wished her serve broken forever? The plot coiled tighter, her spirit a lone spark in the gathering storm. Aussie Sports Central, your Aussie edge on global sports sagas that hit harder than a Raducanu forehand. Like if her story fuels your fire. Months blurred into a grueling rally of resilience, Emma's calendar a battlefield of scans and sessions interspersed with tentative returns to the practice courts, where the ball's thwack echoed her heartbeat's defiant rhythm. By spring, as azaleas bloomed at the Miami Open, she stepped onto the blue clay not as a fragile underdog, but a warrior etched with scars beneath her sleek kit. The surprise volley came swift, clear margins on her latest PET scan, the tumor retreating like a foe aced into oblivion, her oncologist's grin wider than a stadium's roar. Yet victory tasted bittersweet, the chemo's toll lingered in fatigue that turned aces into afterthoughts, and a sponsorship drought threatened her foundation for underprivileged girls gripping rackets in council estates. In a cliffhanger twist that gripped headlines from Sydney to SW19, Emma unboxed a donation surge. Millions poured in from fans, sparked by her raw Instagram live where she shaved her head courtside, laughing through the clippers as if dubbing a new serve motion. Bald and bold, she quipped, the video going viral, shattering stigmas like glass court shatter. Rivals paused their rivalries. IGA Swiatek dedicated a charity match win to her, while the WTA fast-tracked a Raducanu Resilience Fund for athlete wellness. But shadows persisted. A leaked medical file hinted at aggressive recurrence risks, forcing Emma to confront retirement specter at an age when peers chased calendars, women who'd battled before her. At Roland Garros' red dust, she clashed with a seeded veteran in the third round, the crowd's chant a thunderous Emma. Emma, propelling her through cramps and doubts to a straight-set stunner. Post-match, sweat-streaked and beaming, she collapsed into her team's embrace, whispering, "We're not done yet." Yet as confetti fell, a private journal entry surfaced in a hacker's dump, doubts scrawled in her looping script about legacy eclipsed by illness. Would this phoenix soar unbroken, or flicker out in the next diagnostic gale? The tennis tapestry, woven with her threads, hung in suspense. Tune into Aussie Sports Central for the unyielding spirit of sports icons like Emma. Comment your hopes for her comeback, like, share, and subscribe to chase every epic rally. Stay unbreakable. With Korea Open quarters looming, potential paths to a semis clash with powerhouses like Krejcikova, this win vaults her confidence, ranking nudge from number 12 toward top yen reclaim. Experts plot, China Open next, then Wuhan, hardcourt havens to harvest momentum before WTA Finals wildcard whispers. Tennis.com forecasts, Raducanu's resilience reboot, post-tears, expect ace-heavy runs. Her playbook? Double down on that serve variety, mental drills to dam the doubt floods. Fan forums forecast finals glory, if she harnesses this heart, slams await. From US Open ashes, quarters glory faded to third-round fade, this 6-3 6-4 salve soothes, signaling sustainability. Jacqueline Christian, gracious in defeat, Emma's fire? Unmatched, those tears fueled her fight back. As Seoul's cheers fade, Emma jets to Beijing, trophy gleam in her bag, tears dried to determination. This battle? Blueprint for bigger, beating emotions isn't once off, it's the daily duel of a champion in chrysalis. Watch her weave this win into warrior weave, 2025's not done scripting surprises. Emma's soul stir, from tears to terrorizing triumphs. Comeback confirmed? Spill in comments, what's her next conquest? Like for the feels, subscribe to Tennis Insider, notifications on for the Asia arc. Your courtside confessional awaits, peace out, play on. Replies cascaded, from heartbreak to hero, US Open blues banished. Over 500 views on a fan edit looping her comeback break, caption tearful but tenacious. Metro Sport amplified, Emma breaks down in tears during win, it hasn't been easy, garnering 1,000 engagements, debate sparking on her Billie Jean King Cup snub fueling this fire. Positive vibes dominated, New York Post Sports shared her bounce-back photo, 1,800 views, comments like crying? Nah, that's fuel for the fire, Emma's era incoming. Even neutrals nodded, Optimizer called it tears, double faults, and pure chaos, unpredictable brilliance. Hashtag surged, hashtag Raducanu resilience, hashtag Korea Open tears, trending Asia-wide, with Chinese fans tying it to her Mandarin moment in Beijing, global queen rising. Skeptics? A smattering, emotional, sure, but can she sustain? Yet the hype drowned them, Tenipulse Daily gushed battled hard, 6-3 6-4, fighting spirit on fire, 79 views and climbing. This digital deluge painted Emma not as fragile, but fierce, a 22-year-old phoenix, her vulnerability the spark that sold out her next round watch parties. In 24 hours, 50,000 mentions, proving one weepy win whips up more whirlwind than a slam final. That on-court deluge of emotion spilled into the presser, where Emma's quotes cut deeper than any cut shot. Flanked by the Korea Open trophy case, ironic foreshadowing, she wiped lingering tears, voice steadying, the last months. A grind, injuries nipping, confidence cracking post-US Open. But today, against Jacqueline, those tears? They were release, reminder why I fight. Reporters leaned in, rain delays mirroring inner turmoil. She laughed softly, exactly, paused, reflected, then poured it out in winners. On skipping Billie Jean King Cup for this swing, controversial, yeah, but prioritizing my game, soul feels right. Experts lauded, BBC's Sarah Sarai noted, Raducanu's rawness resonates, overcomes emotions for 6-3 6-4 battle. Telegraph's live blog captured the pivot, from 3-3 tiers to set ceiling ace, a masterclass in mental might. Post-match, hugging her team, Emma whispered to cameras, this win? Step 1 of the comeback, watch me build. Her stats backed the soul, 4 out of 5 breaks converted, 28 winners to 12 errors in clutch moments, serve holds at 86%. Analysts like Annabelle Croft buzzed, echoes 2021 US